Hello, hello. Okay, so we are live and I'm just going to mute the stream. Maybe play a little of the StreamYard music while we wait for some people to arrive, and then we'll do our first real sprint in a few minutes while I get all set up. Hello, hello. How are you? Okay, so I was getting prepared for today's live stream. So we are ready to go. I have the banners going. Let me turn off this one. And yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go. So let's just jump right into the first sprint. And we'll go till we'll just start sprinting now. We'll go till 10:10 would be good. So, do I still have my clock open? I do not. So that would be no, we'll go to 10:05. Yeah, we'll go till 10:05. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. How are you? Oh, love you. How are you? What are you doing? Thank you for joining my live stream. I'm excited. These are called writing sprints, but obviously you can do whatever you need to do. What are you going to be working on while we're sprinting? And you're so funny. Oh, we still need to we need to find a dedicated time where we can sit down and just message each other back and forth, or even do some sort of chat or something. I have a lot of time this summer too, so we should pick a book and buddy read. Okay. So I'm gonna go till 10:05, but I'm trying to remember because my brain. Okay, so that would be 15, and that would be 20. So I'm gonna start the timer in 2 minutes, and we'll do 20. No, that would be 10:10 would be 25 minutes. Yeah, we're going to do 25 minutes. Okay. This doesn't want to let me. Oh, my clock is being a jerk. It does not want to let me set a timer for 25 minutes. Why? Why? 2, 5. See, every time I do the 2, it makes me. Oh my God. I'm going to show you guys what I'm dealing with. This is crazy. What is going on here? So watch. So I go 2 because I want to set up for 25 minutes. Then I go 5, and then it does that. Why? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I don't even know. Okay, so let's see. Not too bad. Rough day. How are you? I'm going to be working on my June journal setup. Your journals are not journals. They are works of art. That's good. And oh yeah, I'm so glad you were able to make it again today. You are not late. We actually just started. I started a few minutes late today. And I'm still just kind of getting situated. But what I'm trying to do is I wanted to start the first sprint in a minute and go for 25 minutes. But I don't understand why. Does anybody else? That's a clock calculator. That's not a clock. Does anybody else have? I just used the what is happening? Oh my God, there's so many things that are happening. Okay, I do 2 and the 2 works. And then I do the 5 and then it switches. Do we know why this is happening? Oh, never mind, because it wants arrows. Okay. Look at me figuring out how to use the clock on my computer. Very good. I feel so dumb. Okay. The theme is jelly beans, but the colors of the oh my God, shut up, lesbian. I freaking love that so much. You should be proud of yourself. That is amazing. Oh my God, I love it so much. Okay, so it's still uploading, telling Instagram that we are live. I don't know why. I love it so much. That's amazing. Okay. So we're going to start now because then my timer is correct. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, let's start writing, and then we'll check in at, that's 10:10, right? That's 25 minutes? Yes, 15. Yeah, 10:10. See you then. Bye. Oh, I need more coffee. Hello. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm so excited. I'm going to go through your comments in a second. But I just finally finished that scene that I had started yesterday during the sprints and everything. And this is it. I'm done with Act 1. I'm finally finished with Act 1, and I'm really happy about it. So I did a little writing this morning too. Yesterday, was it yesterday that we did, whatever day during these sprints that we did my pacemaker? I think it was actually the first day. I went in this morning and I changed it because I realized there's no way I'm writing 3,000 words every day this week because I haven't hit that once. So I did go through and change my pacemaker. So now I need to write 1,852 words a day. Tuesday, I wrote 2,109. Wednesday, I wrote 876 so far. And then I wrote a little bit this morning. So I wrote 242 words this morning. But I don't know what I wrote during this sprint because I went through and I fixed a few things and then I started. And I don't really know where I started from. So we're just going to, that's not the thing. So we're just going to do a little math and figure out what I did. And while I'm figuring that out, tell me how you guys did during the sprint. Statistics, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I need my calculator because I don't do math. Where's my calculator? I'll just do it on my phone. Okay, so this morning I was at 16,868 words, and now I'm at 17,158 minus the 16,868. So I wrote 290 words during that sprint. Add progress. I'm not gonna, yeah. Might as well just update this every time. So 17,158. There we go. Okay. And then it's 290, which is actually one of my better sprints today while we've been doing these this week. Okay. Where did you guys go? I'm covering you up. Okay. Hello. Okay. So let's do some comments. Okay. Yes, I saw this earlier. So thank you. Glad you were back. What did you work on? Are you still working on your outline? Hello, Emma. Why, thank you for liking this. That helps a lot. I hope everybody's having a productive day as well. I'm just kind of getting started. It's only 10, it's just almost 10:15 where I'm at. I know everybody's time zones are different, so it's early for me. But I get up early because even though I'm off work until July, I want to I get this idea of I'm going to sleep in, and then I have children. So they wake up. I woke up this morning by myself at 6:30, started writing a little bit. It was 6-ish. And then one of the kids woke up and was like, can I watch Peppa Pig? And I'm like, sure. So he lays in my bed, watches Peppa Pig while I'm typing. And I did a little bit of writing this morning. Then I had all 4 kids because this was the last day that I have my nephews to take to school too, but they go to different schools. So, but I checked with my sister yesterday, and since it was the last day that I have them and in the morning, and it's the second to last day of school, I wanted to take everybody to go get donuts. So I got a coffee and a donut, and I got the donuts for kids and then took them to the 2 separate schools. Came home, cleaned my kitchen, and then here we are. I got all my documents set up and made some iced coffee. Now sipping on that to hopefully combat the heat. Yeah, it is so hot. Although, okay, so yesterday I was texting with my landlord about a couple things, and I made a joke about how everything's going great in the house, and except for the fact that every day is 95 degrees, but she doesn't control the weather, and so I need to call somebody else to find out where my snow and rain went. And then she realized that there's 2 AC units because this is a duplex. And so the guy that lived in the back unit moved out, and this really great lady just moved in, and he had left behind 2 AC units. So she texts the lady that just moved in because she has her own ACs, and she's going to find them this weekend and bring them over. And now I'll have an AC unit. And the lady that lives next door used to live in my unit. So she said the best place to put one is right in my bedroom. And then in the living room, there's a window. So that way there's like circulation everywhere. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I was like, no, I don't want to spend money on an AC because they're expensive. And I was like, I'll do fine with fans. I'm dying. It's awful. So I'm very excited. Yes, still working the outline. It's like pulling teeth. I want to be very intentional about what I put into it because I'm determined to make this draft as cohesive. That's perfect. I have to say that's one thing that I love about writing is just that everybody's process is so different. I can't go into my writing with such a clear intentional outline because that's when I don't get it. That doesn't work for me. But I know so many people that can't do the like loosey goosey, just like see what happens kind of writing. Plus, when I do it, it's a mess. I'm pretty sure I've changed people's names and ages, and I've gotten really good. Right now I'm really using the brackets of being like, you know what? I don't want to sit here and spend 20 minutes researching what kind of car she's going to drive. That's a future me problem. So I'm just going to put car, and then I'll figure out what car she's driving. I just need to know it needs to be fast. But I love that. I love that that's what's going to work for you. I think that's great. And I'm really excited that I am now officially in Act 2. That makes me really happy. So actually this I thought was going to be its own scene, but it wasn't. So I'm going to delete this. Okay, so now when we start the next sprint, I'm going to be on Act 2 and Chapter 8, and I have no idea what I'm going to write. So I don't think I'm going to get many words. During the next one, I think I'm just going to stare and try to figure out what comes next on my beat sheet and how I need to get there. So I usually just kind of like outline as I go. But yeah. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is let's go ahead and jump. We'll jump right into another one. We'll start it in like 2 minutes because I don't like going in times. I like even times. So we'll start it at 10:20 and we'll go till, that's 10:55, right? Yeah, I can tell time. Can I tell time? That's 25 minutes, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Okay, so we're just going to start like in 1 minute, but I'm going to get myself situated right now. So you guys can start your sprint now, but the timer will start in 1 minute. All right. How did you do? I wrote 0 words, but I knew I wasn't going to write any words. So for me, what did I do? I found my script. So I have like my story Bible that I'm going to print that out, I think, later today, and put that in there. I added the story Bible that I made for school into my Scrivener. So it's actually super helpful to have that on here because I can just click right over to it and then scroll through it anytime I need to, which is great. And then here's like my just like binder that I have for it that I made. And that's just got like a bunch of like, I don't know. It's got my beat sheet. It's supposed to have like paper trackers. I kind of want to start using those again, especially during this month where I'm trying to finish the book. But then I have this little folder and it has my first draft of my script, but then it also has everything that I had written prior to kind of starting over again. A lot of those words I copy and pasted over the first couple of chapters, but a lot of them changed a lot. So I had that kind of like initial run through because I printed it out and used that to just like make notes and then see what was being changed and what carried over. But I haven't actually read the script that I wrote for this story since I've read it since 2020, but I haven't read it in a really, really long time. And I was like, wait a minute, I wrote this entire scene in script form. So I found it and I was like reading through and I was laughing. I was like, okay, this is actually not too bad. Obviously it's the wrong format, but the scene that I need to write next, I have written the entire thing. So pretty much all of it is staying dialogue wise. So it should be a pretty quick, like I should be able to get that part written pretty quickly during the next sprint because I can't copy and paste it, which sucks, but I can retype out what's on my paper. So it should be pretty easy. Okay, so Carly, I had a breakthrough and a key moment. I love that. Oh, that is such a good feeling. I love that for you. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, I also went and made coffee. And then I went to take the coffee out of the coffee maker and I realized it's really important when you're making coffee that you actually put the grounds in the coffee maker. So I'm remaking coffee right now. I realized I was forcing my MC in a living situation that didn't make sense and made things less likely to happen, but I changed it and now things are falling into place. I love that. I think that's great because sometimes we have this idea and we're like, oh, I want to do it this way. And then you can't figure out what's not working. Then you realize it's just like this one thing. And then once you fix it, everything just makes sense. Oh, I'm so happy that you, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing with my hair today. I'm so happy that worked for you though. That's such an exciting thing. I love those breakthroughs. That's great. Also, I apparently do not know how to toggle time, so I'll put my little comment because I was like, oh, 10:55, that's right. And nobody corrected me. And then I put the clock on. I was like, no, that's 45. That's what 25 minutes is. Okay, so I kind of wrote out, like, I like Scrivener because it has a little note section on the side, so I can just kind of like drive by. I can write out kind of like my rough outline for the scene, I guess. And that just helps me get my ideas out. And then when I go to write them, they're like right there within the scene, which is great. The forgetting the coffee grounds is so me. Seriously, I was like, yes, okay, coffee, gonna go grab it. There's like 8 minutes left, or like 6 minutes left in the sprint. And then I'm like, that doesn't look like coffee. But in my defense, I went and got the like little cappuccino things that they had at the donut shop, and those don't have a lot of caffeine, I'm assuming. Okay, so let's see. Nope, I'm terrible at math, so you better believe I'm not here sitting and calculating nothing. Right? That's what the clock is for. So let's just, it's 10:50 now. Let's do another 25 minutes. So that would be 10. I collected 10. That's 10:15. That is 10 or 11:15. We're gonna go till 11:15 this time. And I start. Yeah, that's 11:15. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into it now, okay? Because we are on a roll, so we just want to like keep going. and I want to get my coffee. Okay, how did we do? There we go. I forgot to turn that off. Okay. How did you do? I did okay. I wrote only 146 words, but I stared a lot trying to figure out I always hate that first part when you're starting a new scene and you're the first paragraph, I have to write it, but I don't know what I want to say. But then you finally get something down and then it just kind of starts to go. Stop sharing. There we go. It starts to go from there. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I have my script and I remembered what I used to. So when I was writing the script, it was before I had final draft, which is what I have now. But only because that was part of my project lunchbox for school. But before that, I wrote everything. When I wrote this as a script back in 2020, I wrote this in a program called Writer Duet. And I logged in and I have it. So I'm about ready to get into the dialogue parts. And like I said, a lot of this dialogue is pretty good. So I should be able to just copy and paste the dialogue. So this next scene will go pretty, the rest of the scene, I feel like will go pretty quickly to write. How late is it? It is 1:17. So I think we'll just hang out for a minute, take a stretch break, and then we can either do, I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. Oh my God, I can't even think. Let's hang out for a little bit and then we'll do one 30-minute sprint and then be done for the day. I think that'll be good. But let's take a break for a few minutes and just stretch and drink coffee. And tell me how you did. Okay, we're going to hide this one. So we'll start it in 2 minutes and we'll go for 30 minutes. Can I do that math? Yeah, so 20 would be, yeah, so that'll end at 11:50. I browsed Pinterest mid-sprint because I realized I need to get an idea for setting. Oh, that's a good idea. Same. I feel like I have white room syndrome. What is that? I don't know if I've ever heard of white room syndrome before. You know, one thing that I never thought of doing that helped a lot when I was doing the story Bible for my class last month, because that was all about research and history and world building, was we had to do a bunch of research on the location. And even if you are making a fictional town or fictional world, even, you can still base things. You have to do research to figure out what that world's going to look like. And if there's a place, even if it's fictional, if you have an idea in your mind, you can look up the census data. And so that really helps, because I was going back through the script and I originally wrote this town. I wanted it to be a small town and I wrote population 10,000. But then when I actually researched a town that is, so the town itself is fake that I'm building here, but where it's located is similar and then kind of based on a real place. So the location and the setting and everything. And so I looked up the census data for that place to get an idea of what population looked like in terms of everything, what's the median income, how many people are there, what's their education levels, what is the racial and ethnic demographics. And so you can look up all that information just by picking a place that's similar to the place that you're making up. And then you can pick a bunch of them and just figure out what works and take pieces of them. I don't know, that helped me a lot. So when you don't describe the setting properly, so it's just characters existing and interacting with each other, put the setting as like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. One thing too that I never really thought much of until I took a class. And I think sometimes we do this naturally, sometimes we have to put more thought into it. I think it really just depends on the scene. Was really focusing, like I had a whole class that the whole thing that we had to write was like they drilled in write a scene with sensory details. And so what, not just like what do we see with our eyeballs, but what do things feel and taste and sound and smell like too. So maybe like looking at Pinterest and getting an idea of like what you want it to look like could help. And then like they made us like pick a setting and then describe what things taste, smell, feel like, so that way you can always refer back to it too, to be like, oh, well, it's fall and it's the woods, so things smell like this. But then when you're like in the middle of writing, you're like, I don't freaking know what the woods smell like, but you can go back and be like, oh yeah, I wrote down that the woods smell like this, pine or whatever. I have no idea. That was a fun activity. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I don't know. My brain is. Oh, and the other thing you could do too is if you have like Adobe, you can go to Adobe Firefly. I don't know if it's free or if you have to pay for it, but that's where you can create like AI images. So when you have an idea, like sometimes you can go and you can Pinterest or you can find like royalty free images that kind of reflect what you want, but you can go in, and if your AI is not being an a-hole and not listening to you, you can type in like exactly what you want and it will create like a picture. And I don't necessarily suggest using that to like publish or to post it anywhere, but just for yourself, for your notes. I feel like that's like what we should be using AI for. Not necessarily be like, oh, cool, I'm going to do this and then sell this person this graphic design thing that I didn't make. But to just do it for yourself is super, I don't know. It's been really helpful. Like when I go into my story Bible and I have all those AI images, because those are as close to what I saw in my brain and closer to what I see in my brain than what I've been able to find just like on the internet. Interacting with the environment and the sensory reactions. Yeah, exactly. And it's helped me so much. It's helped me so much. So yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to go all the way. We'll hang out for a couple more minutes and we are going to do 30 minutes. We'll start it in 1 minute and we'll go for 30 minutes. So that will end us at 11:55. Then we can chat and be done for the day. Because I have dishes to do and I still have more laundry to finish. I did one load yesterday. It was drilled into me that it can be as simple as a character having a reaction to a candle, scent, or perfume. That's so true. That is so true. And I think that like it's so good when you can have like a scent that your character, that's like their signature scent, even if you never use it, but like knowing those simple things, like what does your character smell like? What scents do they have for like an aversion to as well? Like, oh my God, just like coming up with those things early, and then you never know when you're going to want to like pull them out later and be like, oh, okay. She's walked into a room and she hates the scent of lavender. Why? Because she's a psychopath. Because who doesn't like lavender? Yeah. Okay, but let's go ahead and start our fourth and final sprint. We'll go for 30 minutes this time, and then we will chat before we end today's sprint. Stream. Words are hard. Well, how did you do for our final sprint? I did okay. I think I did. I don't remember where I stopped. Well, okay, I can figure this out pretty easily. So I'm at. Okay, now I can't see anything. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm at 602 words. In my last sprint, I did 148. So don't do that math. And Jesse is at school, so I don't know. So 602 minus 148, 454, which is my best sprint that we've done. But again, I have like the words there, so 454. Okay, so far today during the stream, I have done plus the 148. Oh, not that. So 454 plus 148 and 290. So not bad, 892 words. I'm going to do some more writing later today, but I'm going to take a break for now. Let's add that to my, where is it? My pacemaker. So statistics. Okay, so 17,760. What did I say? I was at 17,760? Yeah. Okay, so far today I have written 1,134 words, and the goal is 1817 every day. So that's 1134. So I only have to write 683 words left today, and then I'll hit my goal for the day. But when I set this up, I still have 2 0-word days. So if I write a little less or a little more, it'll kind of take it out. So I'll adjust it, but that still gives me 2 days where if something comes up, I have 0-word days available. And I do know at the end of the month, my dad is taking my kiddos to go see a play in, I think, Sacramento. And I'm not going to have my babies for like a whole weekend. So I'll probably do a lot of writing that weekend as well, because they'll be gone, not just during the day, they'll be gone the whole time. So okay, so that is going to be it for the last sprint, but let's see. I think that might be my last sprint because I have to go pick up my family from work here in a bit, but I was able to finish outlining another beat. I love that. That is amazing. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm definitely ending it right now because I have some more stuff to do and the kids get out of school in a few hours. For tomorrow, I am sprinting again. It's probably going to be shorter. I'm not going to be able, I'm going to change the time on YouTube as soon as I get done. I think I'm going to start it. I'm going to schedule it to start and go from like 11 to 12:30 because Pacific time, because I'm going to my nephew's kindergarten graduation and that's at 9:30. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I figure that should give me more than enough time to go to the graduation and then come home and rest, like get set up and everything. So we'll just and my kids get out of school early. So we'll do like, I think just an hour and a half tomorrow, and then we'll end my like 5 sprints this week. It was supposed to be 5 days, but it's 5 sprints. And then I want to do this more often. The kiddos are going to be around more, but they're pretty good because they're like, oh, cool, mom's doing a live stream. Now we can watch TV and play our PlayStation and fight for devices. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you can't, I appreciate you've been here every day for every stream. So I really appreciate it. It's been fun. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Happy productivity. And I'm so excited for all the work that you've done. And I'm feeling really great. I've done a lot of writing this week. So All right, I will talk to you. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, have a wonderful day, week, weekend, all the things. Bye.